It looks perfect, and you've got your records behind you as well.
Yeah, I definitely didn't set that up for the shot.
I should get my records and just like put them behind me. Like,
You should.
no, I don't have any records. My Olivia Rodrigo record or something. Find me.
Is it good? I haven't listened yet.
The album, it's unreal. It's really good. It's so good. It's her best album, I think.
Hey, I'm Baby Queen.
Hi, I'm Katie Beza.
Hey, this is Ram McMullen.
Hi guys, Lara here.
Hey, I'm Jim Koala.
Hi, I'm Astridas.
And you are listening to Léim Thart.
And you're listening to Léim Thart.
And you're listening to Léim Thart.
It's out now.
I really hope you enjoy it.
So enjoy.
Today on Léim Thart, making a return with not just an EP, but a deluxe EP. All the way from Edinburgh, Aidan Jones. Hello.
Hello.
It's great to have you back.
Thank you for having me back. It's so fun.
Yeah, I mean, look, we don't need to go over it again. I've been loving the music for over a year, and it's taken an extremely long time to get this set up. But I was glad that you joined me for a quick call before Christmas because mine was your first song was one of my favorite songs of the year, and it didn't sit right with me that I wasn't going to squeeze in something of a conversation about it until like before 2026.
But it was so fun. It was so fun to talk to you. Just for Christmas as well. It was so nice. Now we're back.
Now we're back. Summer is here, and you've launched us in with Overkill, the deluxe version of the EP, because you had just dropped Overkill when we last spoke, and it's had a bit of time to sit with the listener and to sit with us.
I think we spoke on the day that the original Overkill came out. I think we had our first conversation that morning. It came out on the
Yes.
12th of December. I think we spoke on the 12th of December. And it was such a nice way to spend the morning. And now we're back. And in the vein of being Overkill, I took it another step, and done more songs, which I think is quite
I never
apt.
thought of that.
Yeah, that's why I done it, because I was like, damn, I never know when to stop, and let me just do some more songs on this project.
Don't
Um,
stop.
I won't. I can't. It's in my nature.
Are you someone who likes to like drive a joke into the ground? Like
Yes.
Overkill? Mm,
Yes. I
yeah.
If I had it my way, I would just always be in this time, and always just continue to add songs to this little idea of never knowing when to quit. That's literally the whole point of the project, was writing songs about experiences of taking it too far and driving a joke into the ground, or not knowing when to finish a sentence, like I'm doing right now. Like it's just in my nature. It's who I am, just to never shut up about the same thing. Um, so I felt on topic to add more songs, and like 6 months later, um, I'm glad I done it.
No, I agree with that. Like it's very, I suppose it does add to the joke that you've just been non-stop feeding us songs for over a year now. Starting with mine all the way back in April 2025. I think that was Easter weekend, if I were, well, at least what I was about to say
Yeah,
over in Ireland, but Easter's the same everywhere.
yeah.
Um,
No, it was. It was December. No, not December. It was April
April
18th, I think.
18th. Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
And that was a
Um,
great way to kickstart the summer because that one really soundtracked. I think I've said it to you like 5 times now, but it was in the car every fucking day, and it still is quite often.
oh, thank you. I really appreciate that song. For a few months, so I released it, and I really liked it at the time. And then I think a lot of artists, or people, anyone that makes things, if you over listen to it, you start to like have different and mixed emotions towards it. And so I spent like 6 months of like no one play me mine, no one even bring up mine to me. And now I've circled background, and I'm like, you know what? It's cute, it's nice, it's cool. And I'm really glad I started it. I started the project with that song. I feel like it really encapsulates what all of the songs are about. And I'm glad you like it. I feel like you really are a mine OG. You love that song.
I will drive that song into the ground and foie gras it as many people as possible. And you better not be on the cyclical nature of hating it whenever you play your first show in Ireland.
I don't play it that often, but the last gig I played, I was playing with my friend and guitarist Laurie, and she has been obsessed with it like as long as you've been like this as when it came out, she was obsessed with it. And when she agreed to play the gig, she was like, "I'm only playing the gig if we play mine. Like I'm not playing mine." And I was like, "Okay, we'll do it." And it was fun, and I like it, and I'll get over myself.
I like that tough love approach. I appreciate this.
It's just
She
I'm
just
started making
writes
that
for the song. So
Yeah, she was like, "We're not doing the gig if we're not doing mine. They go hand in hand." And I was like, "Okay, work." And then I sung it, and it was actually really nice to sing, and it's fun. It's just I wrote it when I was so much younger, and it's just one of those things that you're like, I would do it differently, but it's really cool to have that time in like a little time capsule. And now I can always listen back and be like, wow, I was fucking crazy at 18 and obsessed with this guy that did not care if I lived or died. And I think that's quite cool to have that. Um, and I always will now, like it or not.
now is my time to say on the record, I will not show up to your first Irish show if you don't play mine.
Okay, I'll play that little sound like snippet on stage.
Just a snippet. No, 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 no. We want the full song. I've been
Okay.
professing the banger forever. Yeah, I'm making this about me now.
I love the last minute of mine. The last like the bridge. Like that's where I start to like really get into the song. And
But
it's
it's
a
about the
great song.
progression. It's about the
It's about
progression. It's about how all the way
learning
to the first chorus and then the stabby guitar comes in on
that.
the first chorus
Yeah.
and you're kind of you get a bit of drums, grand, and then it draws back down for verse two. It kicks you again for for chorus two. So then by the very last chorus, you were so hungry for it.
Well, I'm glad you like it. I'll play it at the all Ireland shows now. I'll write it in stone. Every single show that you're there, I'll play it.
Perfect, grand. We have that on record, and I'm gonna hold you to it. But the same thing with mine as with all the songs. I think there is just a lot of smart writing choices that I can't really pinpoint because that's just the je ne sais quoi of writing pop music. There has to be a little bit of magic dust that throws into it that makes them very catchy, and that's something that I think is consistent across your 8 songs on the Overkill Deluxe EP, and that's part of what has kept me listening because they're just so satisfying to listen to. There's a good, like mine as the example, there's the payoff that you get in that chorus, and that is there across all the songs. And like you were very good at releasing them, and I think you were quite smart in that side of it, in how you rolled everything out and the order in which you did them. But what point is there in that without a good song to start?
Yeah, I think you have to have a good place to start off with the things like that. And I think a lot of it was the way it started to like build a bit of momentum was just the consistency of like I was releasing a song every 6 weeks for a long time and it was exhausting and it was so fun and maybe like all the writing, maybe the songs that you really liked and you feel like there's like a through line. It might just be this room because all of those songs were written on this bed, in this room, in this space during the same time. All like a lot of the songs are just kind of written in the same few months in this room. So maybe it's just that. Maybe the thing that you sense actually is just the person I was when I was writing them in the same space in the same time, which I think is quite nice. Like I said, it's like a time capsule because I hear it as well. Not maybe not in the same way, but I there's like some like through lines that I can't think of just now, but like there's some like lyrics that like nod back to each other in the songs, and I only hear them now because I'm not in the same place mentally. Um, but that's what I appreciate most about the project as a whole. Of that, I'm like, wow, I really feel like I put together all of my thoughts and emotions towards this really specific thing, and now I'll have that perspective forever. I'll always have that thing I can like listen to and be like, I remember exactly how I felt on that day, good or bad.
Yeah, that's an important part of what made the writing very satisfying and made it work, is that you were kind of telling one story in it. And now
Yeah.
you have two bonus stories, Dog Years and You and
Good
I.
bonus stories.
Yeah.
Yes.
You went into your dance era on You and I.
Yes. Well, with you and I, so we actually, I wrote you and I a long time ago, like a long time ago, and it was a ballad. I wrote it on the guitar, and um, I just remember writing it, and it made me really, really sad. And I brought it to the studio. I brought it to Toby, and that day there was like construction happening on the studio or something, so we couldn't record. And it was in Manchester, so we went to Toby's flat. It was a really hectic day. And then I showed him the song. I got really emotional showing it to him. So he was like, maybe we should stop for a second. I went home that night. He got COVID, so I had to come back to Edinburgh. So you and I was just a really hectic time of, and then we just forgot about it. We recorded the demo, forgot about it, and then came back into the studio like 6 months ago. Like I think it was in January maybe, and we were like, we should revisit you and I, and we've made it a bit more poppy and something that I think will work really well, bleeding us into the next project.
Oh, little teaser.
Oh,
Yeah, it is a bit of a, it is definitely a gear switch from the rest of the songs, but it's somehow still feels cohesive. I think it's probably, well, probably because it still comes from you and it's still your writing, and credit to what both you and your producer Toby have been doing over the last few years, putting this time capsule together. I don't know, maybe it's the end of the on the dance floor, the end of the party. You know, they play one last tune to get everyone out.
yeah. Well, that's what we wanted because with the original project, with it having 6 songs and the last song landing on Overkill, the song, I feel like it landed in a really dark place. Like it felt like, and for that time, it felt like that was the story that I had to tell. But when I had these extra songs just in my back pocket, you and I felt like the more full ending to me because the song really is just about um having a little bit more respect for yourself and just saying,
Mm.
like saying to someone, I will be whatever you want me to be, but you just have to decide that I'm not, the ball is in your court now. Um, and that's why like you and I kind of being the last words, like just saying like we'll be all right if you decide it's you and I, and knowing that like even if you didn't decide that, it would be fine as well. So the songs as 8 tracks, the EP as 8 tracks feels more whole to me, for sure.
I think another thing that I've found with your songs, and I relate this to a lot of artists whose music I like, is that there's something there, but I think it takes a few listens to really get into it. And I
Mm.
nearly find that more satisfying when you
Yeah.
feel like you've earned the enjoyment of the song. Because that happened to me with you and I was like, there's something here, but I haven't figured it out yet. And
I haven't ever listened.
then I went on holiday and it became one of only two bits of music that I listened to and drove into the ground. I'm sure my family hated me, and the entirety of France probably hated me too.
Oh.
But no, it suited going from, okay, I'm a bit of a hypocrite because I'm looking out at a really nice sunny sky, but where I live, it rains all the fucking time,
Oh, really?
and it suited the sort of switch from that to heat
Mhm.
and summer and
Good.
not having to bring an umbrella everywhere. So I think
Yeah,
you timed this one very well then, going into summer.
that's it was completely accidental, but I was really happy to release a song because I knew that after you and I, there was going to be like a breather period between the next single that'll be coming out. So I was really happy to leave it in May and with a song that kind of ends in a more upbeat moment. Because I left it in December really sad and it was really rainy and snowy and dark with a terribly sad song. That was like, maybe we should brighten it up a little bit for summertime, for the Overkill summer.
But Overkill was perfectly crushing, I think.
Oh, good. Thank you.
You know, like the EP starts off a bit happier, and you have the well. I don't know if I'd say. Would you classify mine as a happy song? Because to me, the song makes me happy because it has at least an upbeat feeling. You can disagree.
Optimistic. It's
Yeah,
optimistic.
you were radically optimistic.
Yeah. I think that the project, now I look back, like it starts with a song called Kiss, and that feels like the first time you're seeing someone, and you're like, damn, want that. And then mine is like, wait, actually, no, I think we could be in a relationship. And then it walks you through from like this, like the first time seeing someone, like the optimism of that until you get to Overkill. And it's like, oh, maybe not. But yeah, you're right. It starts in a happier place for sure.
Yeah, well, I think I know people like to say having a happy ending, but I think that devastating ending really worked. You know,
That's,
especially when you
yeah.
listen to it in order and get the full story, and you've gone through all of those other feelings.
Yeah, I think if I gave it originally like a really happy, like realized ending, it wouldn't have been true to me because when I released Overkill in December, that is how I seen the story ending of like, well, this is shit and I'm really sad about it and I feel really bleak about this whole situation. But then having more time to look at it, um Dog Years to me, I love that it's on the project, but I feel like that was just kind of like it was like a side track to the story. I feel like Dog Years, I just wanted to add it in because I love the song and it is in the experience of being Overkill, but it's not a part of the experience of falling in love with someone that doesn't love you. But it is about love that you don't know what to do with anymore. Um, and then adding you and I felt like that is where we're landing, and that is how I view the situation of like falling, like seeing someone falling for them not liking you back, and then at the end of the story is actually like, well, I'm great, and we would be great together. But if you don't want that, that's fine. You have to decide that. That's not for me to decide, and whatever you decide will be fine with me. I'll survive it. Um, so yeah, I think you and I was a better ending, but I do love Overkill. I think it's probably my favorite song in the whole project.
Okay, I was gonna ask what your favorite is, and
Yeah, I've got a few. Me and I've been texting a lot of people that have been finding my music recently, and I always ask people's top three. Like, if you've got a top three, let me know. But it's fascinating to hear, just like because everyone's is so different. Even my best friends will talk at length about the top three on the project because everyone has a different one. Overkill is definitely on my top three. Mine isn't on my top three. Mine's not in my top five, but love it so much.
okay. I don't know what order this is in, but I'll probably say
Mhm.
you and I, butterflies in mine.
You're a pop boy. You're a pop boy. And so am
Yes.
I, so that's fine. Um, I would agree with two of them, Overkill and You and I.
What's with the slander?
It's a good song. It's fine.
It's a
Mine
fucking
is
good song.
mine
I
is
just think they're
I,
neat.
mine. I think it's just because it's the oldest song that I've released. So now I'm just like it's tired, but maybe I'll come back to it. Um, I think Isn't He Pretty's in my top three, but I just like I remember releasing that song and just being like because that was the first song that I felt it actually worked. I released mine. People listened to it, like some people listened to it, like we had nice, like, me and you had nice conversations about it. I was like, okay, like, yeah, this is working. And then I released a song called Kiss in the June after that, and no one listened to it. It was, well, people listened to it, but it was such a different experience than I expected for my second single, which I really appreciate that experience now. But in the moment, I was like, damn, this is looking really different than I expected. And then I released Isn't He Pretty in August with no expectation. And it had the complete opposite reaction, and people actually liked it, which was nice. And it was like a really nice day. It was August 1st, and it was a really sunny day, and I was out with my friends in Edinburgh. And it was the first time um, being put on like a Spotify playlist or like people reaching out that I didn't know um, and telling me they enjoyed it. So Isn't It Pretty, maybe not even the song, but just the experience of that time.
Shout out to
Um,
the progression again. That one builds.
that it was really cool, and I really, really, really appreciate the pace of how things are even going for me now, in the sense of like I feel like I'm getting drops of the things that I want to happen, but really slowly. Like, do you know, like hamsters in a cage, and they've got like the water,
Yes.
and it's like they get like fed drops. I feel like I'm a hamster in a cage getting fed drops of um appreciation towards my music, and that's a really weird analogy, but it feels really accurate because things are going well, but not well enough for me to feel overwhelmed at all. I don't think anyone really cares that much. I feel like the people that like it, and then everyone else doesn't really give a shit, and I love that so much.
Well, that's another shout out to just making some good records and then being smart in how you get them out there and the timing and the visuals, everything else. Um, I want to go back to what you said about dog ears because it was nice to have a shout out to unconditional love.
Mm.
You
Yeah,
know,
well,
nothing too complicated sounds a bit like it's ignoring the
no,
sadness, but there's nothing too complicated to what's there with your dog.
yeah, well, so Overkill came out in December, and then in the last week of January, it was really weird and obviously super sad, but it was weird. Um, in the same weekend, my dog and my cat died. It was really like jarring and confusing, and no one really knew what was going on. We were like, damn, that's really sad. And I think that time represented to me like both of those things happening, and just maybe where I am, 21. Um, like it was the kind of end of a really big chapter in my life, of like kind of my childhood in some really sad way. And that reminded me a lot of the feelings I felt towards things when I was writing Overkill, about having loads of emotion inside of me, quite sad emotion, but also really charged with love, and not knowing what to do with it. So when I wrote Dog Years, I was like, this isn't a part of the storyline of Overkill, but it is a part of the idea of not knowing what to do with love when the person you have love for isn't there to receive it. Um, so Dog Years, in some way, it makes sense to me to be on the project if I really think about it.
Yeah, well, I suppose in putting your own stamp on things and professing yourself to the world um,
Yeah.
through putting music out, and if it's an important song, then it's a fucking important song. I've sworn so much on this podcast, I don't care today.
Yeah, it's very like a sailor.
Yeah,
So am I. Don't worry.
that's my Irish nature.
Yeah, don't worry. My Scottish nature is coming out as well. Don't worry. I'm like, watch it. My dad, when he
Oh,
comes to my shows, he's always like, "You swear so much." He's like, "You need to stop."
really?
Yeah, I do. He's like, because I don't swear in front of a dad. I'll swear in front of my mom. Because it's just so bad. But my dad's like, "Stop talking like that." Like he like I see him on the stage, and I look out, and he's like, I'm like, shit. Yeah, it's just a filler. It's just filler words. It's fun.
Mm, yeah, and they're descriptive, they're poetic.
They're poetic.
Yeah,
All the ones. And I don't say all the bad ones. I just say all the nice ones. All the good
yeah,
ones. Yeah,
yeah.
there's good and bad ones.
I don't have enough experience of Scotland, but I can say we're very creative in Ireland with our swearing. And the real
Mm,
creativity comes in the Irish language. That's when people
yeah.
really play fast and loose with how they swear. You can create a swear out of a very inoffensive word. It's all about the delivery.
I think you guys have got us beat with that. I think we swear. We'll swear every second word, I feel like, but I feel like Irish people are more creative with it. I feel like you guys are going to come up with something, you're going to workshop it, and you're going to say something cool.
Oh, you're very kind. There's a kid. There's the first thing you said to me today was that there's a kindred spirit with Ireland and Scotland,
There
and
is.
no, very much agree. So that
Yeah.
means you will eventually play in Ireland.
A dream, a dream. All I really want, I don't really think about playing anywhere else apart from outside of like Europe in tiny little rooms and like being the thought of me being in Ireland and us like throwing down to mine, like us like really like changing the universe, singing these like I was talking about this with someone the other day that my biggest dream is to make really huge, cool, interesting pop songs and play them in the smallest room possible. It's like I just think that's the coolest thing to play like a festival set,
That's
but,
really cool.
but just play it in a room of like 70 people. I think that is just the coolest thing because everyone in that room actually really wants to be there and would appreciate it. So Ireland will be top of the list because I just know the Irish crowd would just be unreal. I know it, and I'm so excited to do it one day. It'll happen.
Yeah, I think that room is going to be really nice when it happens. Thank you, Aidan, for bringing us through Overkill and the extra songs. Keep making bangers to fuck.
I will. I will. I'm born to do it.
Sorry, that's part of the part of the Irish creativity is when I said to fuck there, that is I didn't actually
Well,
mean
there you
that.
go.
That's
I
like
didn't mean
that's
that.
like emphasis. We add that to the end of things. It's normally like exasperated. Like if you're trying
I'll do it.
if someone if someone's like in the pub and you're already in the taxi and they won't leave, you say get out to fuck.
I'll make pop songs to fuck. Is that
And
right?
there, we've got our social clip. No, thank you, Aidan. It's been great hearing your music so far, and like looking forward to obviously more.
Oh, well, there's. I can't explain how much is coming. I can't even explain. There's so much in the works. And thank you for always being there. You've been there literally since day one. Since day one. And I really appreciate it. I appreciate you. And it's been so nice talking.
It has, and hopefully we'll be able to figure something out to get you on Léim Thart sooner than like a year and a few months after you drop more music.
We'll get something sorted for sure.
Yes. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.